Hello and welcome everyone, I am Madals and welcome to Game 2 of a best of 3. It is between Dayshi, the purple Terran in the top right position, and RiSK, the yellow Protoss in the bottom right. That of course means that this is a TVP, and being Game 2, you are obviously aware that there is a Game 1, so if you haven't watched it, I really suggest you pause this video, flick to my channel, and find Game 1, because it was good. It was a really good fun game to watch. They went for pretty much completely opposite strategies. RiSK for a very economically focused build. Dayshi for a 1-1-1 with some Cloak Banshee harass to start off, and it was good. It worked effectively, and Dayshi won basically. So game 2, I'm interested to see how RiSK is going to deal with that, because the one hand, he may just go for the same build he went in game 1, one gate expansion. On the other hand, he may try and adjust his build, thinking, hey, is Dayshi going to go for another really aggressive play early on? Dayshi, to the same extent, may decide just to go for a 1-Rax command center and be like, hey, I know I can beat you really well, so let's just macro up and see how you fare there, because of course being a game up, you're in a nice position anyway. You know you're doing pretty well. So this is of course going to be an interesting game to see how it all goes down, and yeah, I can't wait to see it. Now, big question I'm asking for loads of people at the moment: do you want to see me cast some Heart of the Swarm games? If you do, tweet me at MadalsSC2, send me a tweet and be like, hey, tweet some Heart of the Swarm games. That is as simple as what you got to do. Or be like, hey, stick with Wings of Liberty. Leave me a comment in the video as well if you don't have Twitter. But anyway, looking at this game for the moment, everything's looking perfectly fine. Nothing too interesting happening. A gas just coming down there for RiSK at the moment. Dayshi, no gas yet, so not looking like it's going to be a 1-1-1. Looking very much like it is going to be a command center after this barracks is done up. So that is all fine. That is all normal. The gateway nearly done there. Of course, the Terran player sitting there, we should see the orbit command start now. There we go, bang. Then we'll get up to 300 minerals. Then we should see this SCV come down, or the SCV just going to come down here earlier anyway. Of course, the scouting probe coming over, learning from game 1. Hey, I want to know what my opponent's doing. That's important. The cyber core on its way. We should see obviously the Nexus next if it's going to be a 1-gate expansion, or we'll see some kind of tech. Either way though, the probe does scout out the command center on its way down. That is all good. Of course, this information really important, and yeah, here we go. We've got the supply depot on its way, and it looks like one of the observers there predicting there's going to be a 4-gate versus a 1-Rax expand. So we'll see if that observer is correct in the meantime, but well, as you can see at the moment, while we do have the chrono boost coming on warp gate tech, so that is saying that it may be. Obviously we don't have yet any more gateways. We don't have yet the Nexus, so it is going, but here comes the gateway. This is looking like it very well may be a 4-gate, but for the moment just up to the 3, so obviously 3-gate pressure, good. The bunker coming down. In terms of scouting information, well, we got very little, but this SCV is coming around the back. If it's scouted off, that could be great, because basically in Dayshi's position there, you just chuck down an extra bunker and you're like, hey, you're not going to kill me. But in comes this single zealot. The Marines aren't in the bunker yet, so need to be careful. Sees that the command center's there. That is all good for the moment. But, well, obviously that SCV poking and prodding. I think we're going to see a 3-gate expansion, to be honest, because looking at this, while we've got everything else, we've got enough minerals, banking up now to get that Nexus. We've got some clicking going on down there, so 3-gate expand, just a bit safer, because of course Dayshi in game 1 won through that early aggression. So going for a 3-gate expansion means you're a little bit safer and a little less likely to flat out die. Meanwhile, the probe pulling back actually, so obviously just waiting for that stalker to come down to clear that out. What else are we going to see? Nothing else down here, so that's all good. Meanwhile, 1-Rax command center followed up by 3. Well, I thought there was going to be 3 barracks there. It looks like just 2 more. The double bunker coming down, so clearly here Dayshi really reacting, thinking this is without doubt going to be a 4-gate, and well, double bunker straight away there. The command center floating back up, more barracks, a factory as well. This is really going to be closed down. It's all this aggression is basically going to do a large amount of nothing at this stage of the game because of these double bunkers. Of course, the Marines are there. They're going to just do a little bit of poking and prodding. A tech lab there. Are we going to see a Marauder afterwards? We may do. It depends on the gas count. But of course, the natural base coming down, and 3-gate aggression rather, isn't huge. It's not a massive all-in. It's just poking and prodding and really keeping your opponent on their toes, because you can't really move out and hold this against 3-gate pressure. And while you've got your opponent tied back in the base, you're pretty happy. You're forcing more mules rather at their main. You're forcing them to mine out their main quicker. The SCV production is going to be hindered, because that's not too good for you. You've got the Stargate coming down here, so you're forcing some tech. Meanwhile, RiSK, he's happily getting up his 4th gate. His, well, natural is nearly done as well, so it's going to be going from 3-gate pressure into some 4-gate pressure, just containing all the way there. And of course the SCV can repair these bunkers. With the double bunker there, that's incredibly difficult to punch through. So all in all, it looks like RiSK is happy to contain his opponent, happy to take the economical lead, and really Dayshi needs to find a way to deal with this. And judging by the reactor and the starport coming down, obviously one option is to get some more medevacs down. It looks like this command center going to try and come down. Needs to be careful though, because there is a lot of units sitting down here, and of course as that's floating down, it could be really pretty bad. And of course all that's been revealed are these 2 stalkers, so good work by RiSK hiding what else is going down here. Now of course that orbital command is taking a couple of shots, and well, are these units going to start moving in? Because once they do, if those sentries manage to get a good force field off on the ramp, then those marines would not be able to escape. The natural base up though for the Protoss player, a 5th gate coming down, so this is just piling on the pressure more and more and more. RiSK has to deal with it appropriately. If he doesn't, well, basically he's, well, if RiSK does appropriate damage, it'll be good. And there's a good force field there, traps literally half of this army out of position, gets a great round, and Dayshi looking like he could be in some problems. But well, he's pushing forward. Stim is nearly finished, and once Stim's out, you're okay, to be honest. Once you get Stim, this gateway push gets shut down pretty hard. There's a lot of sentries there, only the 3 stalkers though, so that orbital command will get away safely. The force field goes down, the barracks being, the factory rather, being forced back. Medevac is out, so that's going to help. Obviously medevacs do make this a lot easier. And is this going to be a drop for Dayshi? Because in terms of defense, there's not much here. The double forge coming down, we've still just got those 5 gates. One has been changed into a warp gate though, so you need to be careful of little errors like that. The 3rd and 4th gas coming down, and of course for the moment RiSK is holding this, but the bunker's there, the medevac's there, everything's okay. Some SUVs pulled prematurely, ready to basically repair up if needed. But this drop, it's going to be trying to get dealt with by just 2 stalkers, but of course Stim is done, and well, that damage is going to be huge. You can see here RiSK being forced to pull back all of his units, and Dayshi with this drop is going to be able to do so much damage, especially with Stim dealing with those gateway units so effectively. This natural base losing quite a lot of probes right now, and of course as you can see those stalkers getting taken out. That pylon is going to get taken out, depowering the forges, delaying those upgrades even further, and well, the pullback is going ASAP, but of course one quick pickup and you can just get out of there as quickly as you want. So that is all really nice. You've taken off the pressure you had, you can move the rest of your force forward, and this is quite a sizable force actually. Dayshi unfortunately supply blocked, so I'm surprised that there's no supply depots in production right now, banking up a few too many minerals there, but we'll let him off. Obviously does need to get that supply depot down shortly though, because obviously having 70 of 70 for this long, being supply blocked for this long, is never something you want. And well, it must have been a cooldown supply somewhere. There we go, so that's all fine. Trying to just buy himself a little bit more time, building the double supply depot there. Meanwhile, engineering base coming up, the forges have been repowered, getting chrono boosted. No Artosis pylon this time. Looking down here, obviously we've got a good number of stalkers, a good number of sentries, but this push coming across the map is looking very, very sizable indeed, with 4 medevacs as well, with Stim, with a good number of marauders in there. Well, this force is not looking too happy. Of course, Marines, Marauders, Medevacs with Stim, they wreck gateway units, as I have mentioned, and you've got to be ever so careful. And well, are we going to see the push move forward? It's a good chunk of force, and is it? No, not yet. It's moving back, loading up a quadruple drop, and where's it going to go? It's going to go straight into the main. Oh, RiSK, you're moving all your units out. It's going, look where it's gone, and you're going to... Ah! This is going to be painful to watch right now. This is going to be absolutely painful for the Protoss player. Of course, the Cyber Core probably going to get focused fairly quickly. The Gateway is going to get focused fairly quickly. And suddenly all these units are in your main base. A Stim forward. So many units going to go down. Such a good position right now for the Terran player. It's going to be able to engage those Zealots so well, because the Zealots are not going to be able to surround at all. A good angle of attack, of course. The Terran army just able to box in here. Good force fields go down. Of course, the pickup is always going to be the RiSK. So there we go, some picking up, some dropping down, trying to make this work as best it can. But still, the Protoss player has got the better attack arc. But, well, this army's staying up for a surprisingly long amount of time. How many workers have been killed? Well, 13 picked off there from Dayshi. Looking at the work count, it's very, very equal. The medevacs, one goes down. Are we going to see a second one fall? We should do. There we go, bang. The rest should be able to stay up though now. So, in terms of resources lost, RiSK has lost slightly more this game so far. But of course, Dayshi committed an awful lot with that big drop into the main base. And I can't help but feel 13 workers didn't really pay for it, because while it did level out the worker count okay, you've got to remember, hey, that was well, 3 and a bit medevacs worth of units taken out, plus 2 medevacs. That is a sizable chunk of stuff you've lost there. And while the loss tab does say that it's still slightly in Dayshi's favour, you've got to think what you lost for what. And of course, as we're seeing here, obviously quite a few sentries gone down. The High Templar are out though. Meanwhile, the drop coming down here, a feedback on the medevac would be great. Are we going to see that go down? Well, not yet is the answer. There it goes. Doesn't quite manage to kill it though. 21 HP remains. So yeah, good times for Dayshi there. Did still lose a couple of units, not too many though. That medevac nearly full, and wave 2 of this push gearing up. So this again is going to start causing problems. Meanwhile, we've got Pylon blocking the 3rd base. We've got obviously Combat Shield on its way down. The Marauder numbers looking quite healthy. 10 Marauders, 13 Marines, 7 medevacs. So the medevac count really nice, and that is the big plus Dayshi has. Meanwhile, of course, we don't have Psionic Storm researched. It is about to finish up, but it's not done quite yet. Now it's done. This is a much better position for the Protoss player, assuming he gets some good storms off. He needs that AoE damage, but this is a great angle of attack right now for the Terran, able to pick off so many Zealots before the ranged units engage. And to be honest, Dayshi may just go ahead and win here, trying to focus it down, but a good storm there. That storm was absolutely on the money, but there's just too little, too late, and as you can see, the forges are going down. Dayshi with a big supply advantage. There's the GG, and well, Dayshi takes the series 2-0. So yeah, great play there. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, please subscribe, like the video, and leave a cool comment, and I will catch you all tomorrow for yet another new cast. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye for now.